Men's equality advocate Millard. Rejection is serious, especially if experienced more by one sex than the other, certainly as a social standard. Rejection comes from a diminished existence in status and value comparison. And this applies particularly in regard to males compared to females. And this is damaging and a very serious negative condition, with a stigma attached, especially if the condition is more experienced by one sex than the other as a social standard. That segment of the population who is cast into this category is therefore placed with a lesser value to the other, a second-class status. This value assessment is internalized and manifests itself within men as individuals, and the social stigma is shared not only amongst the men, but by those who perceive men as a threat in this sex-bigoted assigned role. When people consist of a group who are routinely rejected due to their assigned position and matching value, they assume a lower status and class to the others. Blacks have been there, they've been in this position. And this stigma is not only attached to them as a group, but to them as individuals. They wear it, they own it. Men are not only damned if they do, and damned if they don't in this assigned social position, they lack an identity and value to be had in their own right from the start. The social arrangement and assessment attached goes totally against equality standards, and hypocritically evident by this reduced status, men are literally being set up in this position as predators, with laws sculpted to accommodate. For example, sexual harassment, rape, and anything we want to accuse men of. Violence, sexual violence, domestic violence, Me Too, it's all to women's discretion. Men are not to be defined by a lower status and servitude to women, nor valued merely for what use they have to women. They, as mutual human beings of equal value, are to be equally sought by women, with the same expenditure, risk taken, and effort expressed by women. An arrangement that at least supported a trade-off was secured by men in the past, having the resources and financial assets that have now been split with women. Just as a child who experiences rejection by a parent or by siblings or by other children in school, this treatment and associated identity assigned to men due to their sex becomes a part of who they are and their value or lack thereof as individuals. Males are taught to suppress their accepted lower status and social abuse even as part of their assigned manhood. For example, take it like a man. Don't complain. You're too manly to complain. This is an insult to one's person and instills in men a lower status as part of their identity as to even perpetuate the bigotry themselves, since that defines a manhood who they are instilled in them from boyhood. And this carries force to their offspring, who are cast with the same degradation attached to their identity and value as males. It also instills in girls the opposite too, as they are groomed and instilled with their superior status to males. For example, little princesses. Males soon learn their existence is that of disposability, as MRA Dr. Warren Farrell first coined that term, applying to men's defined existence. Mere disposable pawns. The biggest part of the problem, although men experience this mental and physical drudgery every minute of the day, is that men, being defined as who they are, cannot complain about it. Again, complaining about it forfeits their manhood. Only those brave enough to risk an identity that defines who they are and assign manhood will step forward to break these chains placed on their existence. But when it gets bad enough and the label of a man no longer matters to them, some will crack and lash out as they choose to commit suicide or take it out on others who may have contributed to the problem, and often commit suicide then too. The case of Elliot Rodger is a good example of this. Many who are not there yet exist in a state of depression and or desperation. Males develop exclusive needs that they are not supposed to have as males, and this condemned normality is a major contribution to the problem, attached and compounded by rejection. Feminists and religion converge to quickly condemn a male for being who he is as a real person, since he differs from those women for whom the standard and a defined existence applied to others, men, is made.